this is guitarist Denis Taaffe, and I want to welcome you to Bargain Bin Gear. Now, many musicians these days have home studios, and really, it's just a room with your music stuff, right? You know, it may have some acoustic, paneling and that kind of thing. But one thing, studio rooms, you've got all this cool equipment. And let's face it, just the standard light just doesn't really cut it, If you've got a real nice studio room and you want to be inspired and that kind of thing, let's face it, the little, soft white bulb just doesn't cut it. Now, in the past, I've seen people try to use rope light, right? And the problem is that still gets kind of hot, especially over time, if you keep it on. And so, of course, people also had lava lamps. In fact, I've got one back there, a real big one. And it's real nice, but it gets super hot, it's not something you can have on all the time. And technology's changed, for the better in that respect, with LED lighting. Now, in the past, just to spruce up my studio room, to try to do a little better than just a soft white little LED white bulb, I came up and I purchased this. Not much to it left. The box is kind of beat up, but it's the full color LED rotating lamp. And if you go back, I did a video on this a long time ago, and there you go. So this actually goes into a little LED receptacle, and turns and gives you 3 different lights. It's almost like the equivalent of a disco ball, really. And I mean, that's alright. It's okay. Now, just for fun, I was perusing Amazon, and I came across these LED strip lights. And pretty interesting. They're basically a little piece of tape. They've got little LED lights all along it, and on the other side is just adhesive, right? And you can put those anywhere, and they can do all kinds of different colors and fade into different colors and that kind of thing. And I thought, man, that's kind of neat, right? And it certainly would be very good for a studio room. It'd be pretty cool. Even comes with a remote. Now, it's not the kind of thing, that you want to spend, hundreds and thousands of dollars on. I mean, this is just basically for fun. Okay. And so for $20, I found this. And it'd be an official unboxing, except that I've already opened it. But it's right here. And so I went ahead and ordered it, just on a whim, just to try it, And it was $19.99, so about $20. And I thought, boy, that'd be really interesting. Because I really don't like that light, I have to admit. The light that it puts off is pretty lousy. So anyway, this is from the company Day Better. And you can find them all over Amazon. And this is called the Flexible LED Strip Lights Kit. Right? Non-waterproof. I guess they make waterproof ones. And now, this is the older one. and it just comes with a remote control. They have a new version of this, and it costs $10 more, and it has a phone app, you know, instead of the remote control. And I mean, I'm just not that big into it, you know, to have an app for it and things, you know. It's just not worth it to me. But, so it was $20 for 65 feet of that. Now, surely that could cover a room, right? Especially a little studio room like mine. Now, they showed, you know, examples of people covering hallways, bedrooms, even around televisions, underneath tables, I mean, you name it. And it looked neat. You know, and so I went ahead and tried it, and so here it is. And what's cool about it is you get 2 reels, and you'll see it's real thin there, right? And you get 2 reels, kind of almost like reel-to-reels. And 2 of those, right, 1 and 2, okay, well, that covers the 65 feet. Then you get the little white controller box, and I actually have this connected to one of them, right? And you've got 2 connectors there, 1 for each reel, and then you have the little remote control part of the box. Oops. Okay. Then it also comes with a power supply that plugs into the wall, and then here's your remote control. Alright, now, I have yet to put it on and affix it to my walls, and I wanted to see, you know, is this really something that could work or not? You know, it might be neat. Okay, so just for this video, you know, I've unraveled some of it here. And for the most part, we'll keep it in here until I actually, you know, fix it to my walls or underneath tables. I've seen that. There are all kinds of ways to use it. And here it is. And so what we'll do, I'll use the remote and we'll go ahead and try to turn it on here. Now I can tell you one thing. The remote, I don't know how long the battery will last. And the other part of it is, you have to be pretty darn close to the little white box for it to actually work. You know, it's not like a television remote, you know, from across the room, that kind of thing. But here you go, check this out. Wow! How cool is that? Right? And so it lights up like that. It's really cool looking. And now, of course, I haven't unraveled it. And just to give you an idea, this remote has tons of buttons, but they're actually laid out in a meaningful way. Here you've got all different colors. So here's white, right? Well, their version of white. It's almost like a bluish kind of white. Of course, you've got blue, you know, super red. It's not completely black. You know, I still have the soft white light on, but I've turned off the camera light. And there you can get a good look at it. Right? And then you've got, you know, green, yellow, which is actually kind of a yellowish green, really. Then you got this kind of whitish blue, and then the blue. Okay, but beyond that, you've also got some different modes, right? Which is kind of neat. Let's do it this way. We'll go. Here's one called Flash, of course, right? And so here it's flashing different colors. And that'd be kind of cool if you're, playing guitar in your studio room or whatever. I wanted it to be like a concert type setting, and now you've got two different fades. Check this one out. So let's hit that one. Alright. You'll notice here is it's slowly changing colors. Right? Very slowly. Okay, so that's another way. That's kind of neat. Now, let's change it to a different fade. Okay, here's a little faster fade. Fade all the different colors and things. Wow. Cool. Okay. And then you've got two different jumps. Let's see what that does. Okay. Jump, it just jumps to different colors. Wow. Look at that. Right? I mean, that is pretty cool. Okay, and now here, the other jump setting. Let's see what that does. Okay. A little more traditional jumps. So you can choose, do you want solid colors? Right? Or this kind of, type thing. Let's set it to blue. Wow. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, here, and it is really bright, but the best part about it is, it doesn't heat up, right? And that's really well worthwhile. It doesn't get hot, in other words. I mean, I can feel a tiny bit of heat, but remember, we've got them all rolled up here, right? And this is 65 feet with both reels, right? Then this, assuming this is probably some 30 feet of this stuff. And I mean, you could be creative with this, and I've seen people put it behind their TVs, monitors, so that you don't see that, and all you see is if you put it under your desk, for example, and it would glow kind of this bluish thing, So you don't necessarily have to see each little light, you can put it underneath something, or that kind of thing, Depends how you want to use it. Pretty neat. Now, some of them you can actually daisy chain, right? And I think it's possible with this as well. How well that works, I don't know. I have never tried it. This isn't something I really wanted to get into too deeply. $20 is about the limit for me. Here, let's change it to white. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let me turn on my camera light back on. And there's a power off button here. Works great. So that turns it off. So, I mean, you could use it for accent lighting, whatever. But it would be really cool in a studio room. And I'm sure over time you get used to it where you wouldn't even know it's there, really. You'd forget about it. And I just think it's a really neat alternative to old school rope lighting, you know, and that stuff gets hot, you know, especially if you leave it on for a long time. Here, a lot less hot, you know, and, you know, you can tape it up to, looks really neat in the hallways too, you know. And I mean, I've seen, you know, people's home studios, and, you know, they've got all this nice equipment, and they try to make it as fancy as possible, you know. And they'll spend quite a bit of money doing that. So here, for $20, you know, you can outfit your entire studio room, depending on the size, I guess. You know, but 65 feet's not bad for $20. Very neat. Very neat. And in fact, now that it reminds me, I actually have one of these on my pedal board, believe it or not. And this was right when I was building my first pedal board. And I saw some guy on YouTube doing it, and I guess what he did is he took rope light, right, and pasted it underneath the pedal board. I thought, wow, how cool. It does look neat. Okay, if you really wanted to, you know, but it's kind of I mean, it's silly, yeah, granted, but it looks cool, you know. Same thing here with the, you know, the much larger, you know, 65 feet of this stuff. So it'd be a really nice way to do that. In fact, I have a neon light. You know, it's a neon clock, and it's got a round blue light, and I leave it on all the time in my living room. And I really like the atmosphere of it. I guess the mood it creates, you know. And so this in the studio room could be very inspirational as far as playing, you know, and that kind of thing. Or just looking cool, you know. And that goes a long way in a studio room, you know, because you've got all this equipment and things. Anyway, you get the idea. So for $20, and I'll put a link down below, the one I bought anyway from Amazon. You know, and I mean, I'm in no way affiliated with, you know, promoting this for Amazon or anything. You know, I'm sure you can get it elsewhere as well. And they've got all different kinds. I mean, you can buy just the reels like this, I guess to daisy chain them. You know, I think you can buy just the remote if you know, so different parts and things. But the least inexpensive way I found was just a kit. You know, and you can get less than 65 feet, and it's a little cheaper, I think. Now, what I recall is I was looking at this, you know, an ad came up, an Amazon ad, and it had a timer, right? And I think usually it was like maybe $25, so you could save $5 if you ordered, and there was a certain, you know, amount of time, I guess, to get you to order it, you know. But it was something I had been looking for. In fact, you know, because this alone, while I really like this, it's a lot of fun. It's not something that you can really, you know, use all the time. And in fact, it's even a little noisy turning and that kind of thing. But this would be really cool, I think, for a studio room, you know. I mean, you know, obviously it doesn't affect your sound or anything, you know. But a studio room, you know, should be a real nice space. All right, just wanted to show you that. Pretty cool. You know, for 20 bucks, you know, even if it doesn't work out for you, it's definitely worth a try. And for me, it was a lot of fun to try it out. I think I might have fixed it around the studio room. I'm not sure yet. It'd be kind of cool. All right, that's it. See you next time. Bye.